Hello, my name's Colm. I'm a teacher here at Let's Talk English Centre. We are an academy and Cambridge exam preparation centre here in Valencia, Spain. And I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about the speaking exam for the CPE. That's the Cambridge Proficiency English exam, okay, C2 level. So I'm going to take you through the different parts of the exam and give some advice on the format as well as some tips on how to get the best result. So the speaking exam lasts approximately 16 to 19 minutes and it's done in pairs. So you'll have you and your partner doing the exam and you'll be speaking to the interlocutor. Behind the interlocutor is the assessor and the assessor is responsible for giving you a detailed score. The examiner that you're speaking with, the interlocutor, gives you a general score. So the assessor's score is based on 5 things: grammatical resource, your grammar; lexical resource, which is your vocabulary; discourse management, so your ability to use connectors and direct your speaking; pronunciation; and interactive communication, so how well you negotiate the interaction with your speaking partner. So part 1 of the speaking exam lasts approximately 2 minutes. The examiner will ask you your names and 1 or 2 other questions. These could be, for example, are you interested in the arts? Or do you have a keen interest in politics? Or one more example, what did you want to do with your life when you were a young child? So the key here is to give an answer that is not too short, not too long, a nice introduction to yourself for the examiner. Part 2 of the exam, which lasts approximately 4 minutes, has you and your speaking partner looking at some photographs and discussing them together. So this part of the exam really tests your ability to discuss, to interpret, agree, disagree, or agree to disagree, which is sometimes necessary, as well as to speculate and to evaluate what you see or what you imagine about the pictures that are shown to you. Part 2 of the speaking exam can be divided into 2 sections. In the first section, the examiner will show you and your partner a selection of pictures and ask you to focus on a particular pair of those pictures. So the examiner will select the pictures for you. You'll have to speak for 1 minute about those pictures, you and your partner together. An example task could be, I'd like you to look at pictures A and B, talk together, and suggest what you think is happening in them and how the group of members might be feeling. And remember, you have about 1 minute for this part of the exam, so if the examiner interrupts you, that's okay. The important thing is to keep speaking and keep interacting with your partner. In section 2 of part 2, the examiner will ask you to look at all the pictures together and will give you a task to speak about for approximately 3 minutes. Here's an example task. I'd like you to imagine that a magazine is planning a feature called Groupthink, which will look at how people interact and behave in different group environments. These pictures will be used to accompany the article. Talk together about how being in a group can change the way we behave in relation to the pictures shown. Then suggest 1 other type of group situation that could be included in the feature. So in the 3 minutes that you have, the examiner is looking to see how you are able to interact with your partner, your strategies for negotiating a decision, perhaps about the way that being in a group can change the way we behave, and also looking for your ability to agree on the situation that could be included in the feature, the extra situation that could be included in the feature. Since this part of the exam requires you to interact with your partner, it's very, very important that you listen to each other, that you not only give your own ideas, but also ask for your partner's opinion, and you show some flexibility when it comes to agreeing with them, partially agreeing with them, or politely disagreeing with them. It's important to remember that the lexical and grammatical resource that you display here is being graded. So using a broad range of relevant vocabulary for the pictures, as well as a wide range of grammatical structures, complex grammatical structures, for example, modal verbs, conditionals, possibly some inversion structures, cleft sentences. These are all things that the examiner will be looking for in order to give you a high mark. Part 3 of the speaking exam lasts approximately 10 minutes and again can be divided roughly into 2 sections. First, you will be asked to speak in what's called a long turn, a monologue, which lasts about 2 minutes on a particular topic. And your partner will then be asked a question to give their opinion on what you've just said or offer some extra comment. And again, the same will happen. Your partner will speak for 2 minutes and you will be asked to give a comment or give some opinion. Here's an example task. I'm going to give you a card with a question written on it, and I'd like you to tell us what you think. There are also some ideas on the card for you to use if you like. And here's an example of one of the cards for one of the candidates. How can a country improve its competitiveness to attract big companies to set up offices there? Workforce, tax, and infrastructure are the ideas on the card. So this is a great opportunity for you to speak uninterrupted for 2 minutes and show the examiner the wide range of complex grammatical structures and C2 level specific vocabulary that you have at your disposal. It's important when your partner is giving their long turn to listen very carefully, as you will be asked a question in relation to what they've said. Aside from the grammar and vocabulary elements, the examiners are looking for you to be able to speak coherently at length, to be able to develop your ideas across the 2 minutes that you're speaking, to compare and contrast ideas that you propose, and to hypothesize. So again, great opportunity for conditional structures here. Some students say that they feel very nervous before their speaking tests, that they feel like the interlocutor and the assessor, the 2 examiners, are waiting for them to make a mistake, and this gives them a kind of mental block. The way I like to think about it is the examiners are looking for you to show what you have in terms of your grammar, your vocabulary, your communicative ability. They're waiting for you to show them positive things. They're not waiting for you to make mistakes, okay? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's nervous before a speaking test. The most important thing is to show everything that you have, okay? Related to this, remember that the length of the test is about 16 minutes. That's the whole test, including all the examiner's speaking time and the time that your partner is speaking as well. So don't let the test pass by without you taking all the opportunities you can to use your complex grammatical structures, your connectors, your contrasting expressions, and the specific vocabulary that you have, that you definitely have for the topics at hand. So, you wouldn't want to be at the end of part 3 thinking, oh, I haven't used any conditionals yet, or I haven't used my contrasting expressions. From the very first moment of the test, from the first response that you give in part 1, this is your chance to show the examiners what you can do. Remember as well that this is a speaking exam. It tests your spoken interaction with other people. And the more interesting and dynamic and personable you can be, the more likely you are to make a good impression on the examiner, and also to loosen up your own mind in terms of the ideas that you can generate in the exam. I like to advise students always to give examples to support their arguments with some evidence or with a personal anecdote. The more interesting and personal you can make your answers, the easier it will be for you to have a natural interaction with your partner. It's very difficult to have deep, interesting, real interaction with your speaking partner if you're not giving any of your own personal ideas and feelings. So I hope you feel a little more prepared and reassured about the Cambridge Proficiency speaking exam. Remember, you can do it. And from Let's Talk English Centre, good luck.